Hey guys, it's KlaireeBerry. I am just actually working out a little bit, doing a little jumping around, kind of dancing around, different things. And I was just thinking about how many people are going back. They're supposedly ex-vegans. True vegans know there's no such thing as an ex-vegan, because true vegans, it's not a diet. You're doing it for the animals. You have commitment and you find a way to make it work. But we have these ex-vegans who are coming about, a lot of us think it's for attention, but there is a real element to it where these people are, they're aging, we're all aging. So we are worried about that. And any little thing that happens, we second guess ourselves because of society, because of our friends, because of the brainwashing, the social conditioning, the advertisements, the government being in cahoots with the milk, dairy, meat industry. It's all the same thing, especially when you're talking about beef and dairy, which is the top two things you want to get rid of if you're looking at cutting animal products out of your life. If you can't do it all at once or don't want to do it all at once, then I would definitely recommend both dairy, for health reasons, dairy and red meat, both for health reasons, but also for environmental reasons, for suffering reasons. Eggs and chickens are right up there too on the suffering level because there's more of them being killed every day and being raised just for food, raped, tortured. One of the main things we need to remember is these animals are not just being killed for your meat. It's not like, oh, they're living a happy life their entire life. 95 to 99% of all these animals, including chickens and chicks for eggs, they're living in torture, extreme neglect, pain, all of it, sadness. These animals feel, they're very social, even chickens, all of them, very smart, especially pigs. I mean, even chickens can recognize numerous faces. They're very social within their groups. They're being tortured. They're being held in spaces that are so small. They literally cannot even open up their wings, flap they don't get to do anything of their very most basic pleasures in life. They don't get to do. And that's fucked up. A hamburger or chicken nugget or whatever is not fucking worth that. The torturing of animals. And not only that, but they're babies. So if you eat meat, just let people know the reality of the situation is, if you eat meat or dairy or eggs, any of this stuff, including fish, you are not only contributing to vast environmental destruction and devastation that would take years to bounce back from, even if we stop today. We're looking at fishless oceans. I mean, I could go on for hours about all of the different kinds of environmental problems. Then you have the health issues. You have real doctors, physicians committee, Dr. Greger, T. Colin Campbell, Bernard Ornish, like all of these doctors, like so many, Doug Graham, all of them basically saying the same things, basically. And a lot of people are living it, but some people obviously aren't. And I wanted to add a little bit of input into why I think that might be. Partially, like I said, there's obviously going to be different reasons. We're all different organisms, so every different individual is going to have different reasoning, different percentage of this or that reason. But I think, like I said, family and conditioning is just huge, because really it's a choice. This is a choice. There's nothing that just shows on your body that says that this is because you're being vegan, you need to stop. There's nothing like that, because there's nothing that all vegans have. B12, anemia, like nothing. There's nothing that all vegans have. And everybody knows that a well-planned vegan diet is better, or if not just as good as a regular diet. Well-planned, of course. Of course. I mean, you could be on total standard American, or you could be on paleo, which is obviously going to be better. And I hate to even compare it to paleo, but you can be on a shitty vegan diet, or you can be on the best diet in the world. So that's the way I see it. And everything that I've felt has led me in that direction. I've always been relatively healthy. I always ate a lot of vegetables. Large portion of my life now I've eaten organic since before my kids were born. They're 14 and 16, however old they are. Just being very, very health conscious in ways, and overall just getting more and more health conscious, I think, every year. So I've experienced great results with it so far. And I think that even if I didn't, I would find a way to make it work, because it's really, to me, it's not that difficult. And the other side that comes into play is that it's, like I said, it's an individual, but you have to understand these individuals are not only having incoming, processing, things to process, family, lovers, books, magazines, TV, internet, da 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 da. Everyone's saying this and this and that, because a lot of people have a lot to lose. A lot of people have a lot to lose. You look at the top selling drugs in America go to these preventable diseases that can be prevented with a vegan diet. And guess what? They're the top killers. It's a fucking racket. You guys, I look around at society these days. It's honestly depressing in a way, but it also gives me a lot of hope and something to live for, is to look around and see obesity and overweightness as the norm. Everybody seems to have autoimmune diseases. Everybody seems to have knee problems, arthritis, pain, mental problems. Like the state of the health of at least this area. I'm sure in different areas it's better, but my area is really poor. I mean, it's not uncommon to, especially if you go certain places, you go like Walmart, and then we're talking about poverty things and all of that. There's a lot to be said for, a culture, a society, a system that is dumbing down people systematically, trying to keep them in the dark. And that is what is happening with the poor people. They don't know how to eat. They can't afford to eat the right way because they don't know how to eat. If they knew how to eat right, then they could do it really cheaply. Beans and I would say rice. People say that veganism is so expensive, and you can live off beans and rice. It's a complete protein. You can live off beans, rice, and vegetables and fruits. You can. Maybe throw some seeds in there, maybe some nuts, for extra fun, whatever whatever plants you got. But it's not difficult. It's not restrictive. But the problem is our whole entire lives, even in the womb, when we were created, I don't know about you, probably the vast majority of people on this planet that are like in a third world country and have access to foods like this have eaten meat. Our cells were built on meat. Does that mean we should continue doing it? No. That means that, we know that our DNA can change. We know that our cells can change. And it's just a matter of training them differently. I've heard, there was a video that kind of touched on this concept. I think it was a plant-based news video. Very good, talking about this topic, real long. I was just cooking up a storm and kind of watching it. And I thought it was really interesting because they had the doctors on there talking about it too. And it's like, of course, your body, is going to want what it's used to, what it's had for 30, 40, 50, however many years, that you've been alive. And that can be a difficult habit to break. Does that mean you need it? No. They're showing now that if you are a vegan from birth, you don't have these cravings. You don't walk by a barbecue and be like, that smells good. You just don't, because your cells were not altered in that way. You're not conditioned in that way. And it, who knows, probably somewhat ancestral going down the line. Even if you were like first generation vegan, like there would probably be something there. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that with you. And I feel like for most of the vegans that I know personally, they love it. They love it so much. They're the stereotypical vegan that's always talking about it, trying to help people go vegan. I don't know any vegans that are sitting there wishing that they were eating meat and dairy. I don't. I follow a lot of different vegans on a lot of different channels. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, following vegans here on YouTube. There's like a pattern of what is, happening to these people. They're unhappy with whatever is going on, and instead of sticking to something, letting their body get used to it, safe and steady, do the right thing, like a preschooler, like a baby, every single day, get your sleep, get your rest, get your carbs, get your proteins, get your naps, get your sunshine, get your activity. You know, instead of doing all those things, they jump around from quick fix to quick fix, whether it's intermittent fasting, keto, you know, vegan keto, the carnivore diet, back and forth, or like these people just trying out a new diet every other week. Like, you're never gonna, and I always tell this with my mom too, she's got some sleep problems, and she just will try something for one night and then expect a huge difference in her life. And like, I've tried so many different supplements and different things, different superfoods, all these different things throughout my years. I mean, I'm 37 almost now. And it's like, nothing is going to really affect you that much. Nothing is going to affect you as much as your emotions. Nothing is going to affect you as much as alcohol, coffee. Those are the real things to avoid, rather than trying to put all these superfoods back in you. And people are just so brainwashed to think that they have to drink or they're no fun. They have to be social and do these things with their friends and get drunk and drugs and all this other stuff, you know, to be cool and to be hip and, you know, to be relevant and to be in the loop with people, to be around people. A lot of people are just really scared to be by themselves. They're scared to be in silence because then they have to face their thoughts. But the best thing to do is just dive right in, dig deep, and just hold your breath and keep on swimming. You know what I mean? That's my metaphor for life. So anyway, I think I'm gonna just let you guys go here. I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to eat your fruit, and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down and stay subscribed. Okay, bye.